If you grew up today instead of when you did, how different would you be?
You're now listening to the Student of Life podcast.
Hi, y'all. This week, we have another all-star lineup. I feel like I need to actually start paying you guys more. But, we actually have here today with us Tim. And no, his last name is not Horton, but boy, does he love those donuts.
Yes.
And all the way from the land of one, I'd like to welcome back Johnny V, the one and only.
Thank you. Nice
Hey,
to see you guys again.
right? And I'm trying to come up with some nice introductions. I don't know how this whole thing works, but I'm going to try something. And I'm nobody. My name is Trey. Hi, y'all.
The one and only Trey.
The one and only Trey. So
You're the only one that I know.
Today,
The only Trey.
really? Am I the only Trey that you know?
Trey songs. You're the only Trey that I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you might need to get online and look for some more Treys because there are a lot more Treys out there. I'm just saying. But
Start Facebook stalking people.
today, Facebook stalking. Here we go. We're going back to one of our previous episodes. Research, not stalking. Research, Johnny.
Research.
But,
That's right.
Today, let's get into it. Today's title is how the internet has raised this generation. And, honestly, I will say this one thing. I'm not an expert. I've never been an expert in anything. I never claimed to be an expert. None of us here, I don't believe are experts, but we all have our lived experience. And for me personally, I don't have children, but you two, Tim, Johnny V, I know you have children, so you'll be able to speak more to this episode and these topics more so than I can. So anybody who's listening, first of all, let's take it with a grain of salt and realize once again that these are our lived experience. We've never claimed to be any type of guru or all-knowing beings. We do not have all the answers, but what we do have are our lived experience. So, Tim, Johnny.
Yes, sir.
Did you guys grow up on social media?
Not at all. I mean, not until what? Well, when was MySpace around? It was early 2000s, right? Right, like 20. Oh, shit. I don't know. Because Facebook was 2004? Something like that.
Yeah, but I want to say it started around that same time. I want to say that Facebook and MySpace were pretty much, and I have to go back and look myself, but yeah, the early 2000s, if not like 1999.
Yeah. Yeah, so I somewhat grew up on it, but not, I think, from the very beginning, jumping into it. It took me probably a good year or so to really find out about it and start, dabbling in with, especially started with MySpace. And then with Facebook, I think you had to have a school email and all this other stuff because it was built around colleges and universities for networking. So yeah, I didn't get a chance with that until later on too. So
yeah, it's crazy. When we really think about how we grew up before social media really dominated, the world and our life, it was, I want to say, kind of blissful in my opinion. You kind of didn't know what you were going to get into for the day. You just go out there and, mill around and play in the backyard, playing some basketball or whatever. And the not knowing was kind of fun to me, now that I'm looking back on it, just experiencing, life, whatever. That's just how I look at it.
Yeah, I honestly, I didn't grow up. I think the closest thing, just like Tim, that I got to social media was probably MySpace as well. But at the same time, I think to myself now, the saying of ignorance is bliss. And I know there's more to the saying as well. I just can't think of it. Nowadays, I feel like lack of social media for kids nowadays
Mhm.
is innocence, because the more social media they're exposed to, the more you see that they are, I guess, more grown in a sense, because they hear too many things. So that being said, I'm glad that we grew up what the times that we grew up.
Yeah, it's crazy, because you're saying that kids seem a little bit more mature with the social media now. Is that what I'm understanding?
Not really, because maturity is a different terminology. I feel like we would need to find a different definition for what's going on nowadays, because they know about adult things, but not as in the sense of they're mature enough to make adult decisions.
Okay. Okay. So learning lessons through real world experiences. So we're saying that first of all, children aren't actually learning like they have the knowledge they know of, but they don't have that experience. And they don't have the, they can't really make
Right.
the okay, okay. I'm just making sure I'm understanding
Yeah.
everything that you're saying here.
You're catching it.
Okay, okay. All right.
Go back to playing games on the TI-84 calculator and playing Oregon Trail on the PC desktop. And
Everybody gets dysentery and dies. Everybody gets dysentery and dies.
well, what's funny is you talk about a lot of the exposure to the more mature and adult related stuff now. So, quick funny story. It was I don't remember which grade. We were doing a project on the American government, and there was a web page that instead of going to .gov, I went to .com, and there may have been some inappropriate, explicit things that popped up on there, which I had no clue that the different domains for .org, .com, .gov, all of those things. But long story short, they ended up having to redo a lot of the IT infrastructure and the firewall for a lot of the sites on there once they realized that. So there was still stuff available back then, but I think it was just media and websites. It wasn't the social networking aspect of it like how it is today.
Hmm. And I'm really looking at my experience, growing up. Like I really do miss the times of being bored, right? And having to go outside, get up, don't just watch TV, like the phones, the smartphones. I mean, that's equivalent to the TV, and I don't know. I just miss, just trying to figure things out and things just coming up, like just not knowing. Like it just seems so blissful not
Yeah,
knowing. And I
just
don't think that
riding to the
kids,
park to play ball with your friends, go ding dong ditching, just simple little things where you're out and about socializing and you're networking, but you're doing it in person and you're experiencing things, live, not virtually through the lens of someone else or you posting that. So you're, spending quality time, whether it's at your house, with friends gaming or going out to the parks or go, anywhere, depending, I guess, what age you were at and what you were, experiencing at the time. But
yeah, so those experiences that you just said, and we do not condone ding dong ditching, but that things
Yes, we
that
do.
happen, as yes, Johnny does. Trey does not. Johnny speaks for Trey. But, I mean, it's these social interactions and stuff like that, like literal social interactions that the kids today, they're kind of missing out on. And it was those experiences, meeting new friends, learning how to interact with people on the fly,
Mhm.
Mhm.
somebody from the group that you don't know, and now you're having, "Hi, my name's Tim." That's how you sound in my voice. "Hi, my name's Tim. Can I be your friend? Will
Nice
you
to
be my
meet you
friend?"
guys. Can I play with you?
No.
My voice was deeper when
But
I was a kid. It was all, "Hey guys, you guys wanna you guys wanna play?"
And then it just reverted back.
Yeah,
yeah,
somehow it went backwards.
got the Benjamin Button disease with your
Yeah.
Yes.
voice. I love it. But, those are things that, I personally, because like I said, I don't have children. I know you guys do, but I kind of feel sad for this generation for not having those lived experiences, and just having, that simplistic Oregon trails. Like that right there, as soon as you said that, Tim, you just brought back a flood of memories and everybody just getting this. Like, I'm thinking I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. No, they all die.
I'm still trying to figure out where in the world Carmen Sandiego went.
Hey, they made a new series. Not
I
bad, not
know.
bad.
So I know both of you are actual parents. So if you want to have the final takeaway in this setup before we go over to the full package, I'll let you guys have the last word on this.
Johnny V.
Let's see. My takeaway on social media and kids, because that's basically what it is, right? My small takeaway on it is that if it's the parents actually, the burden falls on the parents' shoulders how their kid navigates through social media. If the parent blindly trusts all social media and they choose to let their kid have free range, you'll be able to see basically actually, this quote comes from my uncle. He said, "At a certain age, around 13 to 15, you know what kind of kid you raised. So if you let social media raise your kids, again, you probably don't know what kind of kid you raised at that point in time."
Very profound. You said that was your uncle?
That was my uncle. Yep.
All right. Well, we're not going to name any names unless you really want to, but we're giving him a shout out right now. You know who you are.
Yes, you do.
Tim, did you have anything that you wanted to say?
Yeah, no, I agree with it's a shared onus on the parents or on the guardians or, whomever is raising the children, whoever they're around. Because ultimately they're going to be the ones that are going to be, giving them the electronic devices or the access to the devices. But then also you have to think about it too. It takes a bit of an effort to, sign up for an account on any of the social media platforms. I mean, it's not extremely difficult, but you would think that, your 10-year-old child that might have a phone for whatever reason is hopefully not having their own email address and their own, other accounts to be able to sign up for all of this stuff. And my kids, they both of them, they'll occasionally use like, my iPad to watch something, but I'm usually there monitoring what they're watching and it's not them going on to any of the platforms. So I don't want to say it's 100% on the guardian or the parents, because ultimately there's a point in time where the kid, no matter what age they are, they have to, be able to think. And I understand your frontal, cortex and everything doesn't fully form until 25. However, you know, you would hope that they'd have some common sense to, you know, take a second thought about what they're doing. So it's a tough area, and mine are still young enough that I don't have to really worry about that yet, but not to say that it won't be here sooner than later.
There it is. And are you sure that's your final thought?
Just prepping for the time.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break as we transition to the full package, which is now up and available on Patreon. But if you have some final thoughts, go ahead and leave a comment. And if you haven't already done so, feel free to hit those like, subscribe, and share buttons. But more importantly, let's continue to grow together, learn, grow, and live together. Yes, those as well too, you know? But we'll see you all soon.